So yesterday in federal politics, we heard that for the financial year just gone, the budget was in a $50 billion better position than it was a few months ago. This came after a few days after the election in May. Treasurer Jim Chalmers told us how dire everything was.
The fiscal situation we're inheriting is dire. The budget situation that we're inheriting from the Liberal Party is of serious concern to us.
Now, as I said, my interview with Finance Minister Katy Gallagher will play later in the program, but yesterday we heard the deficit for 21-22 had more than halved to around $30 billion for 21-22, and this was largely due to commodity prices and mining royalties. Katy Gallagher says the government had no idea of these sorts of numbers when Jim Chalmers made that statement about how dire things were post-election. Do you have any indication then from the Treasury Secretary that commodity prices would assist things in 21-22, would assist that final budget number?
Well, at that stage, the last update we had was the PFO, which was released publicly by the heads of Treasury and Finance, and that was the set of official numbers that we took when we came into government that first week.
Did he tell you that then?
Well, he's involved in the PFO, so his official numbers that we got were the ones that we got in the PFO that were released as part of the election campaign.
So Mr Chalmers and Ms Gallagher say there needs to be a national conversation on how to fix the budget longer term because the deficits in the forward estimates are larger, even if this one is smaller. I tried to find out what this might involve. It seems most things are on the table. Could it involve going to the next election with a policy to end franking credit excess refunds?
Well, Andrew, as much as I'd like to, I'm not here to tell you what our election policies are going to be in the lead up to the next election.
Could it involve any sort of reshaping of negative gearing? For example, people can negative gear as many properties as they want. Would you look at something like that, a limit on properties you could negative gear?
Well, again, that's not our policy. It's not one we took the last election.
I understand, but we've got Philip Lowe saying you might have to look at more tax. You've got Jim Chalmers and yourself saying we need a national conversation on essentially how to raise more revenue, it seems to me. It's all pointing in one direction, isn't it?
Well, I think what we're trying to do here, and it is different, it's a different approach than we had under the previous government, is be honest and upfront about the state of the budget.
And the government was out this morning talking up childcare again. Treasurer Jim Chalmers said it would be the biggest new line item in the budget next month.
When I hand down the budget next month, cheaper childcare will be the biggest on-budget commitment that we make. This is an absolutely central component of our economic plan. It's about wages, it's about workforce participation, it's about cost of living relief delivered in a responsible way.